Welcome to Statistics Made Simple, and I am Savita Valsang. In this video, Index Numbers Part 10, I'll discuss the third and the last type of index number, that is the value index number. We'll also solve problems based on the value index number and learn certain tests for the adequacy of an index number, which is a very important topic. Recollect that the value of a commodity is equal to price into quantity. The third and the last type of index number is the value index number. They measure the changes in the general level of value of articles in the current year as compared to that of the base year, and it is denoted by V01, that is one definition, or it can also be defined as the ratio of the aggregate value of a given commodity in the current year and its aggregate value in the chosen base year, which is denoted by V01. So the aggregate value means it is a total value. So the aggregate value of a commodity in the current year means it is summation P1 Q1, and aggregate value in the base year means it is summation P0 Q0. Therefore, the value index number is given by V01 equal to summation P1 Q1 by summation P0 Q0 into 100. This is an important formula to remember. Problem 22. Construct a suitable index number given summation P0 Q0 equal to 4200 and summation P1 Q1 equal to 5000. Starting with the solution, since the aggregate values in the base year and the current year are given, the appropriate index number would be the value index number. So consider V01 equal to summation P1 Q1 divided by summation P0 Q0 into 100, which is equal to 5000 divided by 4200 into 100, which is equal to 1.1905 into 100, or V01 is equal to 119.05. Problem 23. If the total value in the base year and current year are respectively 800 and 1000, compute the value index number. Solution. Consider V01, which is equal to summation P1 Q1 by summation P0 Q0 into 100. So total value in the base year means summation P0 Q0, and total value in the current year means summation P1 Q1. So substituting, you will get 1000 divided by 800 into 100, which is equal to 1.25 into 100, or V01 is equal to 125. Problem 24. Compute value index number for the current year with respect to the base year on the basis of the following information. So in the table, the items are A, B, C, D. The base year prices are 5, 10, 3, 6. The quantities in the base year are 25, 5, 40 and 30. The current year prices are 6, 15, 2 and 8. And the quantities in the current year are 30, 4, 50 and 35. So marking the prices in the base year as P0, quantities in the base year as Q0, prices in the current year as P1 and quantities in the current year as Q1, you form two more columns which I have indicated in pink color as P0 Q0 and P1 Q1. So doing the calculations, P0 Q0 values are 125, 50, 120, 180. So summation P0 Q0 is equal to 475. P1 Q1 values are 180, 60, 100, 280, or summation P1 Q1 is equal to 620. Since we have to find the value index number, start with the solution and write the formula. Consider V01 equal to summation P1 Q1 divided by summation P0 Q0 into 100, which is equal to 620 by 475 into 100, which is equal to 1.3053 into 100, or V01 is equal to 130.53. Let us now learn a very important topic, that is test for the adequacy of an index number. In the past few videos, I have solved many problems and you have seen that there are several formulae to compute index numbers and we get different answers using each one of them. So we use 4 different tests to find out which is the best index number. The first test we are going to discuss about is called as the unit test. In this test, the index number is independent of the units of measurement of the prices and quantities of various items. For example, if the prices are measured in terms of, say, rupees, dollars, pounds, or some other unit of measurement, and the quantities of various items are expressed in the form of kgs, grams, liters, milliliters, or any other kind of measurement, then the index number is independent of the units of measurements of both the prices and quantities. So this test is satisfied by all the index numbers except the simple aggregative price index number. The second test is called as the time reversal test, abbreviated as TRT. Now this test is important from the examination point of view, and usually a question based on 10 marks is asked from this topic. So this test was proposed by Irving Fisher, and according to Fisher, an index number should be such that when the base year and the current year are interchanged, the resulting index number should be the reciprocal of the original index number. So let's understand what this statement means. So let's start with, let P01 be the index number for the current year with respect to the base year. Now we'll interchange 0 by 1 and 1 by 0, and so we get P10, and this is the index number for the base year with respect to the current year. So let me repeat, P01 is the index number for the current year with respect to the base year. And now let's interchange the base year and the current year, and you'll get P10 to be the index number for the base year with respect to the current year. So using the statement proposed by Irving Fisher, he is saying that if we interchange the base year and the current year, then the resulting index number will be the reciprocal of the original index number. So in other words, that is P10 will be equal to 1 divided by P01. Now let's cross multiply as indicated by the pink arrow, and you will get P01 into P10 is equal to 1. And this is the condition which we'll be using for the TRT. So there are 2 important points to keep in mind whenever we do the time reversal test. First one is P01 and P10 are taken as ratio and should not be expressed as percentage. Though the formula will have into 100, when we are doing the TRT, you have to ignore the 100. And this test is satisfied only by Marshall-Edgeworth, Fisher's and Kelly's index numbers. The fourth test is the factor reversal test, or the FRT. This test was also proposed by Irving Fisher, and according to Fisher, an index number should be such that the product of the price index number and the quantity index number should indicate the total change in value for the current year with respect to the total change in value for the base year. So if you understand the statement, then it is very easy to obtain the expression for FRT. So let's start with, let P01 be the price index number for the current year with respect to the base year, and let Q01 be the quantity index number for the current year with respect to the base year. So according to this statement which is explained above, what we have to do is we have to find the product of the price index number and the quantity index number. That means P01 into Q01. And this should be equal to the total change in value for the current year. That means summation P1 Q1 with respect to the total change in value for the base year. That means divided by summation P0 Q0. So in other words, P01 into Q01 should be equal to summation P1 Q1 divided by summation P0 Q0, and this is a condition for FRT. Now let's make a note of two important points. First one is again here under FRT as well. P01 and Q01 are taken as ratio and should not be expressed in terms of percentages. And the factor reversal test is satisfied only by Fisher's index number. The fourth test is called as the circular test, and the circular test is an extension of TRT for more than 2 periods. Here, the base period keeps shifting for every calculation. The index number works in a circular manner, and it helps us to find the index number for 2 periods without referring back to the original base period. For example, let's consider 3 periods which are denoted by 0, 1, and 2. Then the circular test is satisfied if P01 into P12 into P20 is equal to 1. If you consider P01, the base year is 0. If we consider P12, here it is a price index number for the current year with respect to the base year, which is denoted by 1. And P20 means it is the price index number with the base year as 2 and the current year which is denoted by 0. So if you observe P01, P12 and P20, the base year is changing. It doesn't remain the same. So here as well, P01, P12, P20 are taken as ratio and should not be expressed in terms of percentages, and this test is satisfied by simple or the unweighted geometric mean index number and Kelly's index number. So it is very important to remember which index number satisfies a particular test. The concept of value index numbers and the four tests to check the adequacy of an index number are important, especially the TRT and FRT. And always remember which index number satisfies a particular test which can be asked for a 1 marker. So understand the four tests thoroughly. Thank you for watching, and in my next video, we'll find solutions to problems based on the TRT and FRT.